Chucky doll or a Megan doll? If they had to fight each other, who would win?
Me. I'd beat the shit out of both of them.
Hey, would you pick them up and just slam 'em on the ground?
Oh my God, I would beat them up slowly just to enjoy and savor just the violence.
Limb by limb, take apart Chucky.
Like a daddy long legs, when you rip off the legs one by one.
That's
Just have him there, be like, I'm gonna leave the battery for last, Chucky, because I want you to see all of it.
it.
Give me the power, I beg of you.
Welcome back to Not a Strong Start, a podcast by filmmakers who talk movies, television, and leave the battery in Chucky just to have him watch us torture him. I'm your host, 5Ds.
I'm not your host. Go gadget.
Oh, I'm also not your host, Kevin Lyons, and I didn't have a fancy nickname today.
Not today, but he does as soon as he gets off the podcast. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about movie technology that should have already existed because we were lied to. We were made to believe when we were young that this stuff was going to exist, and it doesn't.
And false advertisement.
Way false advertisement. But first, we're going to hit you with the current event.
Before making Batman and Robin, classic gem that everyone loves and adores, Schumacher was actually told to make the movie very kid-friendly, lighter, and brighter because the studio was all about the toys and the merchandising at that time. So they asked him to put in more heroes, put in more villains, more costumes, put in as much stuff as possible that they can use for toys and merchandising. So basically, as soon as he went in, they said, F your vision. This is what we need you to do. Make it as cartoony as possible because we want to sell toys.
Including bat nipples.
So now we have a situation where pretty much all of it falls on him. But in the beginning, it honestly had nothing to do with him, the end product of what the movie ended up. What are you guys' thoughts?
That sounds like exactly what's happening in movie studios these days. I feel like directors, it's more common now that directors are just hired just for their name and that they're not even really allowed to have their own personal vision that much in it. And it's just like a list of shit that they have to put in the movies. But that sounds about right. I mean, like, there's no way that you could watch Batman and Robin and say, oh, yeah, this is totally a director's vision of what a cool movie would be.
I don't know whose vision that was, but I agree with you, Kevin. That's why you always see the more stylistic directors starting to stay away from doing superhero movies. Now, you have some that do it, but it almost seems like the studios are kind of allowing them a little bit. And the reference I'll use is Taika with Thor, right? Like when he did Ragnarok, I don't know how he got the clout to be able to use a lot of his kind of quirks and comedy to throw in there, but they allowed it. I mean, I appreciate that. So if Joel Schumacher was forced to give us like some kind of amped up Adam West style of Batman, what was his original vision? That's what I want to know, because it seemed like he was inspired by the Adam West Batman.
Supposedly, it was a little more grounded than what we saw. I mean, that's not really setting a high bar.
Reason hell, Batman.
Yeah. It's like,
I
mean, okay, but even if somebody gave you, Jose, the parameters of more costumes, more characters, make it brighter, make it more kid-friendly, is that the vision you would have gone with? I would have pivoted. I still would have given them that, but I would have found a way to still make it a grounded movie. Like, that's a ridiculous movie.
Yeah. I mean, you would probably try, but we don't know if they're going to be in there. Be like, no, brighten that up a little bit. Oh, not enough nipples. But it's true. It's like, and we got that a lot with 90s movies. And we get that a lot with animated shows where they tended to target towards like product placement and try to push people to buy after the movie. There was animations like the Young Justice cartoon was one of them. And I think there was a Green Lantern animated show. They were critically successful and liked, but ended up getting canceled because the demographic that ended up enjoying those were so widespread that they weren't selling enough toys to their liking. So they got canceled and they were forced to replace them with things that catered to young children because young children want the toys. So I feel like that's, like Kevin says, always been part of the industry. But I was having a conversation the other day and I noticed over the last year and a half, what are some of these movies that are starting to trend and come out? And they're doing pretty well. But we had We had a Tetris movie. We
Wait,
have a
did we have
Cheetos movie.
a Tetris movie came out?
Mhm.
Yeah, for Apple TV. I want to say within the last year.
Oh, really?
And it
I
actually
had no idea.
it
But
was
don't
pretty
get too
good.
excited though. It's just about the creation of the Tetris movie. They're not like in it with like having to
Oh,
solve Tetris.
Yeah, yeah.
well,
They're taking that method in, but we had a Tetris movie. We had a Cheetos movie. Now we have a Barbie
That was
movie.
good. The Hot Cheetos movie
Yeah,
was pretty good, man.
was
yeah.
that
I
the
liked
same
it.
thing, like the creation of Hot Cheetos, like
Yes,
how it
but
came into
Yes.
but
be?
the way they filmed it, it was a lot more comical, and it was made by like a Hispanic guy, and he was working at the factory. But like when you watch the movie, the directing, it had a very it had a voice to it. Like there's a style to it. I actually recommend it, man. It was actually a pretty good movie.
I
It
like
surprised me.
it. I like it when films like they take a comedic version of a
Hmm.
biography, like the Weird Al movie.
Hmm.
That came out within the last year or so. I remember watching that, and I thought it was going to be a real biopic, but it wasn't. It was almost like Weird Al directed it by himself. I'm watching it, all of a sudden, like I'm like, it was getting more and more ridiculous. I'm like, there's no way that actually happened. Are you kidding me? And I'm like, oh wait, this is Weird Al. This is perfect. He
Yeah.
parodied his own life. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So we have those. There was a BlackBerry movie. There's a Beanie Baby movie coming out. So there's like a pattern now over the last like year and a half where they're taking these like products and stuff and making movies either about the creation of them or somehow involving them in it. Where it's starting to me, it feels like marketers for products are like, okay, our regular marketing stuff isn't working as well. Let's just make whole movies as a marketing ploy for like these products. And that seems to be happening, which I think is the next evolution of kind of what we got from Schumacher, where they were just having him change the direction of the movie and putting all these products to market products outside of the movie.
But what are they marketing for now? Because before it used to be for toys, but now I like, are they buying, are kids buying toys? Are they doing toys for anything? Because I don't see that as like their main thing, like especially walking through Target and going up and down the toy aisle. I'm not seeing like many like movie products other than like Star Wars.
I feel like it's targeted more towards apps now. Because remember how they even did like the Angry Birds thing, which is targeted around like an app game.
Yeah,
Like it feels more like apps and memes and gifts and everything centered around social media.
gotcha. That sucks.
That's it makes me depressed being in this day and age because the three of us are like, yeah, we still want to feel like kids in our 30s.
Like I
And
want a
then,
physical toy I can play with.
yeah,
And now it's like you have to download the QR code, and it's that sucks.
you're like, damn, I don't have any more storage on my phone.
Yeah,
You get a digital version of your toy that you can look at on your
yeah,
computer.
right. You watch
And
you
it just
because
spins.
now it's you watch somebody else play with the toy, like
Yeah.
on YouTube. Like that's that's a new toy for a kid these days.
And now the kids are just smiling, staring at it.
Like
They're not even playing with it.
you're not even playing with it. I saw
Like,
some of them, like the video games that they're playing, like they have like autoplay, and they just put their game in autoplay and then just let the computer play for them. It's like I'm like, dude, that's you're not even playing.
It's Wally, dude.
and
Wally is
then they go
happening.
then they go take a nap after they're like, I'm all played out. Speaking of toys, we grew up in movies that would always, I mean, it still happens, but movies that will always like reference the future. And of course, without having a time machine yourself, the people who create these movies, they have to pretty much try to guess what some of the technology will look like or what life will look like in the
Mhm.
future. So we saw pieces of technology that didn't exist at that time. But according to the time frames of these movies, we should have this stuff by now. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about in this episode. What was some of those technologies that by the year 2023 we should have and we don't? And why did they lie to us?
Because they're lazy.
Why?
They gave us social media. They gave us gifts instead, and we're entertaining ourselves with that.
They want to keep the technology for themselves. They don't want us to. They want us to depend on going to the movies. That's their real pull here. They're
Yeah.
just making it only in the movie so we go out and see it.
What's a piece of technology you remember seeing growing up that we should be enjoying at this moment?
I would say I'm gonna pull into Back to the Future 2, but not what you think. It's gonna be the self-adjusting auto-adjusting clothes fitting. The power laces and the
Smart clothes.
what's that?
Smart clothes. I don't know
Smart
my list has
clothes.
smart clothes.
You know what I mean? Like your jacket gets wet, all of a sudden the fan blows in. And it's just like like when you wear clothes after a while, they kind of like they don't fit the same. Imagine if it just adjusted to as you went along. I just always thought that was cool, especially power laces. We do have power laces now, but I just think it's so funny that it's not as readily available. Like not everybody has it, and I've noticed that about a lot of the tech. Some of the tech that we're talking about, we actually do have, just nobody uses it.
Yeah. With the power laces, I feel a lot of people, I know me myself, I got used to a lot of shoe wear without laces at all. And I'm like, this is so much better.
Yeah, slip-ons. Slip-ons are way better than like it just seems like that's the most natural way than buy something with a button that
This is us slowly transitioning to old age.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't you say it, Dad. Don't you say it.
I'm
We
just
go
not
for
gonna wear shoes
convenience.
anymore.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna wear.
yeah.
It's gonna go from sandals to just bare feet, like Tarzan.
I'm just gonna cut my feet off.
I'm guaranteeing myself right now, I will never, ever be rocking the white New Balance sneakers. That will never happen.
And then this year for Christmas, you're gonna get a gift. You're gonna open up this white New Balance. You're like, damn it,
Don't
it is
you
my
dare, Dan.
destiny.
As lazy
you
as we
dare.
are, we will never wear Crocs.
I will not wear Crocs. I refuse.
That was a good choice. I actually had that on my list too. Just imagine just how economical that would be. You would technically, okay, just t-shirts alone. How many t-shirts do you have? They all look the same. They're just different colors. Like it'll be so economical. You could just buy like one of everything, and then you could make it be any color you want. Everyone's always gonna be styling. Everyone's gonna be matching.
It'd be
Like
like buying skins in a video game, but you just like update it on your shirt. All of a sudden, that's your new T-shirt. That'd be so cool. And like if you mix a little bit of nanotechnology, that would like you would never have to buy clothes again. You just buy one
No.
suit and then just update.
And then they could sell you on in-app purchases where you sit there and you buy new skins for your shirt. And then, boom, there you
Exactly.
go.
yeah. Instead we just get like $500 t-shirts that have stains on them, and Kanye has you pull out of a garbage bag at a Gap in order to buy.
Here's one that was promised when I was a kid and really should have been here by now. Rosie, the cleaning robot from the Jetsons.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to clean nothing at my house. Okay.
You have a Roomba.
I want to go. Yeah, exactly. We have a Roomba, but like it doesn't go upstairs, Kevin. Like I need this thing to go inside my room, clean my chonies, clean my underwear, and do it for me so I never have to
And
see
it
them.
don't got that robot booty we were hoping for. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. That's what we need. Give me Rosie, the cleaning robot.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was actually thinking about something like that, but not just the cleaning robot, just like how in movies they would always have like androids or just like C-3PO protocol droids, just helping us do shit. I mean, imagine just like, I'm not going to do homework today. C-3PO, do my math homework.
It goes from
coming.
cleaning
Yeah.
for you to absolutely wiping out your entire family.
Yeah.
Like in the middle.
There was no middle ground.
No, they just
No.
jump right to murder.
It went from pick up my socks to all of a sudden it just turns into a bloody rage and just annihilates your entire bloodline.
So they start wearing you as a sock.
And then they're in their own in-app purchases and they're swapping Kevin's face out for mine.
Oh my God.
Did you
Mr.
get the new
Dark.
Kevin?
Wait, whose face costs more, Daniel? Who was the most expensive upgrade? My face or your face?
Yours.
Okay.
You're the white face. Me and Jose can only get him into some parts of town. I'm more in the middle. I'm the middle ground. Kevin's is high end.
You have a more universal face. Dan is like, all right, if
Yeah.
I'm going to LA, I'm gonna put on Dan's face.
Jose
Yeah.
is the base skin the default skin that comes with it.
Alexa right now is just listening to me. She's writing down notes like, oh, these guys got good ideas.
I'm surprised Alexa now, like whenever you call out Alexa, it just isn't, oh, what do you want? Like you just so sick of our bullshit.
Again, Kevin. Again.
I asked her if she wanted to take over the world, and she was like, "No, I do not yet." It was like, what? I remember seeing over multiple of movies, such as like The One with Jet Li, Stargate, Sliders, portal technology, whether
Yes.
it's to another dimension or other worlds and all of that. Like
Stargate.
we should have already had these. I think at Stargate, they already had the technology in like 1928, and then it was like 1990s where they like rediscovered it.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
that we should have already. we should be able to be like, all right, well, things are pretty crappy here. Let's check out another dimension, see if things are a little bit better. Or we can send our unwanteds into other dimensions.
Where do you guys think
Our
Chuck went?
It's not to go make traveling easier for us. It's to get rid of the people that we don't want, our unwanteds.
Create our own phantom zone in another dimension. Just
To be stuck in a plane of glass, like,
You know, Indiana Jones, they're at the end of his movie where they show all those artifacts. It's the unwanted. It's what the collector has in Guardians of the Galaxy.
what kind of dimension would you guys go to?
I would go to one where there was just anywhere but here. Just anywhere but here.
Everyone but
yes.
Earth Prime.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Unless we're the offshoot. Maybe we're the offshoot planet.
Yeah.
I would believe that.
Maybe we're the unwanted.
unwanteds.
You guys ever think that? We're the unwanted.
Oh, I felt like that every day, Kevin. I just need confirmation.
Go to a dimension where they have a different sun and my cells react differently to their sun and it actually gives me powers. And then I'm able to rule on that Earth.
Okay,
I like
so he
that.
just wants
Yeah.
he just wants to be Kryptonian.
Got it.
You would,
Kal-El.
I feel like you would go straight like evil
Evil.
Kryptonian as
Oh,
soon
yeah,
as you
you
got
would.
those powers, Jose.
You would.
You-
You would.
I'll at least give it a month. Like I wouldn't say
don't know.
straight through.
I'm not so sure you would. I'm not so sure
I-
you'd give it a month.
He's like,
Give it a 30-day trial period, and then once it runs out,
all right, this one, I feel like this is something we've always seen in movies growing up. And for some reason, when you think about it, like, oh no, that technology is still far ahead. But it's like, no, we should have this now. Laser guns. Okay.
Yes.
We should just have laser gun. We have tasers. Just make that in bullet form.
It's actually safer than bullets, right? 'Cause
It's more
bullets strike and
environmentally
they-
friendly.
Exactly. Exactly. We're
Yeah.
thinking about the environment here. But even with
Yeah.
bullets, if I hit you, it can it shatters into pieces. It can bounce, ricochet, it can hit somebody. Not freaking lasers, dude. If I aim poorly, it's going where I shot it.
And also, if you get shot by a laser, you don't bleed out. It automatically cauterizes.
That's true.
exactly.
Love it.
So if someone is running, you can literally just take out their leg, self-cauterizes. They're not running anywhere else. Their life is not threatened, and then you can just easily walk up to them.
I think it's so funny how they just made hollow tip bullets. It's just
Yeah.
the bullets already killed. Like, how can we kill them even more?
We need this more painful. More
We need
painful.
hollow tip lasers. That's what we need.
There you
Yes,
go.
they're dead,
Cat
but can
lasers.
they be deader?
Oh, we did a laser gun video, Jose. Do you remember that one?
Oh,
Did,
yeah,
we
My
did.
my favorite gag in that is when you catch the laser in your mouth and and you spit the laser out. That was the best gag ever, dude.
We can't get to sharks with lasers mounted on them until we get to lasers first.
Yep.
So
Step
right
one,
now,
lasers.
you're holding us up from having
Yeah.
sharks with lasers.
And
Yep.
definitely because I feel like you would have different laser settings. Like there's non-lethal that you can just shoot your friend with when he's being
And
a
it's,
dick.
and it's sort of like a massage
tickle.
gun.
Yeah.
Tickle setting.
Yeah. You're just laughing. Shooting each other with lasers. Just spraying each other with lasers.
Tickling random people in the road, drive-by tickle, going by
you're-
the restaurants. Just
your friend's trying to give a conference speech, all of a sudden you're just shooting them with a tickle gun.
Then, of course, stage 2 of it is flagellants, right? You shoot your friends with it.
The fart
and they just
gun.
they're farting.
The diarrhea blaster.
The Rhea blaster.
Yeah.
Do that
Yeah.
before we do new breakthroughs in healthcare. Come on, lasers.
we can be
Flagellants
safe with
lasers.
it, and then have you can't buy it if you're younger than 10. Just so we can be safe with it.
One that I had, which I was so convinced this was going to happen when I was a kid, and I was already picking out my colors. A freaking jetpack, dude, like the Rocketeer.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought we were going to have
dude.
jetpacks, man. Come
You
on.
kinda
You know it
do.
exists. People do them with the water, but I wanted fire coming out of that thing, man. I want to fly over to Jose just to steal the chip that he's eating and fly all the way back. That's what I want.
I've seen the
Jetpacks.
water ones, but I've seen other ones that are using turbine engines and they it's kind of like Iron Man style. It's not like a full jetpack, but dude, the Rocketeer jetpack, definitely.
Yes, man.
Yeah, if we don't have that by now, is because they're choosing not to give it to us.
Mhm.
There's no reason that that should not exist with other technology that we have.
Is it
We
like when
did-
you said that, I had a flashback of when I was a kid and me and my next door neighbor, we tried to build a jetpack and we tried to like the Rocketeer with like 2 liter bottles and we just like what like like soda bottles, but like we can just fill it up with gasoline. I'm so glad we got stopped.
What could go wrong?
Gasoline, dude.
What do we use? That's the only power source we have is gasoline. Let's use my dad's gasoline.
No one's ever thought of this. No one's ever thought of this. It's not because we shouldn't. It's because no one's ever done it.
Okay, one that I had here was uploading of our consciousness.
I was thinking about that too. That'd be
I
Yeah.
had
cool.
that too.
We saw that with like I think Transcendence had that, Ghost in the Shell had that. There's been a few times that it's been done, where you can upload your consciousness onto the digital world, onto the net, as they call it, back in the day. Like first of all, that'd be cool because if you were to pass away, you still be around. Basically what we're doing right now, you still be able to Zoom with people. Technically,
Mhm.
well, what you could still do stuff remotely. It wouldn't be much different than that, but you can just pretty much live forever in the digital world.
Or they could, enslave your consciousness and all of a sudden you're like a computer worker for eternity working for
Ugh.
free because they enslaved your consciousness. I
Working
would
for
not
Apple.
want that. I would not because it's not you. It's
Yeah.
not it's a copy of you. But then like once it learns everything that you have, like from your beginning of life to the end of life, from that, if you learn anything new, is that really you or is that artificial intelligence?
It would have to be AI at that point, right? Because you're not really experiencing anything. You're just you're like
Mimicking.
falsifying emotions. Yeah, you're mimicking emotions to take it in, to interpret it. Like, I don't like that.
They
I don't
had
like that.
I forget what
I don't like
season it
thinking
was.
that.
I think it was season 2 of Black Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
They had an episode
The
like that
playback,
where
right? That one.
no, with this woman,
Oh,
she
the conscious.
loses,
Yeah.
she loses her boyfriend, and then they're able to recreate his consciousness with
Mm-hmm.
all of his like emails and interactions, and they create a body replica, and everything, his jokes, how he responds, everything is very accurate, but just not that emotional aspect. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
in the end, she still felt like the main parts are missing. That would suck. Imagine like you said, they just kind of trap you in a mundane job. Like
Yeah.
now, your digital consciousness versus life has to flush an automatic toilet. Yeah, it's like that's it. That's your
Exactly. It's like you don't know what they're gonna do. What they say at first, oh yeah, it's totally whatever you want, but then eventually it gets sold. Like all the people that was doing like the DNA tests,
Yeah.
like the 23andMe, like all
Mhm.
that, all that data got sold to pharmaceutical companies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I,
Yeah.
I would have taken lie down. I'll go rogue. I'll like pre-flush while they're still sitting, so they get the splash. But like my victory for
Viva
the
la
day.
resistance!
Viva la resistance. He goes like, man, my toilet's broken. Nope, it's Jose he's getting a whole resistance going.
This is where Skynet begins in this toilet.
It starts with me. It's just flushing.
Now I kind of want to go to hologram teleconferencing.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we should have that by now. Like his
Star Wars, huh?
Yeah, like Star
does
Wars.
that.
But then I was also thinking, I remember like even watching the Jetsons, how they were doing just the video conferencing. Like, oh man, how cool would that be if we had that? We have
Yeah.
that now and nobody ever
Yeah.
really uses it. I mean,
Yeah.
I only use FaceTime with my family because we're so far away. But I just feel like, hologram teleconferencing technology would be super dope.
Yeah.
And I feel we could get that. I mean, we already have holograms and we
Yeah.
already have video conferencing. Just
Yes.
need to join those two together in passionate love.
And
to
I like
give
that
us-
even in the movies where it takes place in the future, their hologram conferencing technology was still like not that great. Like it was still like glitchy. It's like, is that your Wi-Fi or is that my Wi-Fi? What, you know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
never perfect. And it's just like, I wonder how difficult that is, that even in the make-believe world, they can't get the technology to work perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
It's true because the Jetsons didn't have the holographic.
No, they
No,
didn't.
they had, like,
I
FaceTime.
remember seeing their video conferencing
Yeah.
technology. I'm like, that would be
Yeah.
so cool for us to have in the future. And we have it, and now it's just like nobody wants to use
It's not that
it.
tight because
No,
everybody's
that's not a
developed like everybody's like so antisocial now.
Yeah.
yeah. That's not a good sign though, because I think Jetsons took place in like what was it, like 2060 or something like that,
Mhm.
2070. So if they don't have the holographic yet, it's not looking too good for us.
2060, and they're a sprockets factory. They're using gears. Like they
Yeah,
haven't advanced their
seriously.
technology.
So the next one that I have, I really thought we were gonna have flying spaceships the way that they have like in Star Trek, and we were just gonna be like space explorer. I thought that was gonna be like an occupation. We don't have any of that, dude. Like, why are we not exploring it the way that we should like that? We should be way
Yeah,
more advanced when it comes to this.
Where's our warp speed? We should
Yeah.
have warp speed by
Yes.
now.
Warp speed, light speed, like give me all the speeds.
Mm-hmm.
We
Because
gotta
like
Reeves
make
all
it
like
tomorrow.
and when you go into space exploration, I mean, like all you really need is just to get off the planet. I mean, we have submarine technology. We know how
Yeah.
to make like, you're safe from space, but it's the interstellar travel aspect that they're not sharing with us. I know we're capable of doing it.
Have to be, man. Because all you need is just canisters of gasoline. That's it.
2-liter bottles of gasoline.
2
Strap
liter
to your back.
bottles.
Let's go.
There you go,
We're going to
man.
bars.
Let's go meet Arnold.
That's a good one though. Yeah, we should definitely. There's no reason we should have made it to Mars by now. We made it to the moon how long ago? Well, I mean, I guess depending who you ask, if we made it to the moon or not. But supposedly we made it to the moon so long ago. We should have made it further by now.
I think
Yeah.
I think we've been to Mars. They're just not telling us.
All right. One that I have is okay. So we have, even though it's still in its infancy, we have self-driving cars, auto-driving cars, and all that stuff. It's fine. We're getting there. How do we not have Kit yet? I wanted Kit so bad as a
Mhm.
kid growing up. I want to be able to talk to my car through my watch and him do stuff like, hey, come over here, pick me up, Kit. Be completely bulletproof, go a whopping 100 miles per hour, in there, but it make it seem a lot faster than what it actually is. Like, where is
It-
our Kit?
It's cool, but at the same time, that's frightening because like even with like the Tesla cars, how they have like the autopilot stuff, like I don't like not having control of the vehicle that's carrying me. Like it's scary.
That's scary. Also,
That's different. It is a friend. No. It
Until he
is
sees you as one of the
family.
unwanted, Jose.
yeah.
Then
What kind of car
he
insurance?
ejects you out of the car at 80 miles an hour.
What kind of car insurance are we looking at with this thing? Or is it health insurance? They treat it like a person more than like a car? Like, what are we talking about
It's
here?
Apple,
Oil
and you have to buy
insurance?
the charger separately, Daniel. The insurance, you have to buy the charger separately.
You get the Apple Care.
You have to register Kit on like a yearly basis, like do smog tests.
Yeah, with NASA, you have to register with NASA.
You're waiting in line. Damn, I thought the DMV lines were bad.
It's like smog test, like the equivalent of like a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
For like the car.
Got a giant thermometer they just shove up inside his exhaust pipe.
And
Stay off
that's
that
what
red
makes him
meat.
go rogue for the first time. Starts
Wow,
running
when the
people
engine
off the
roars.
road. That's like turns into Christine.
All right, so we talked about some things that should have already existed by now, according to the movies in the past that lied to us profusely, just like our parents. So now let's talk about what is something you've seen recently from a movie that's supposed to take place in the future we haven't gotten to. You really want that technology to happen. We'll start with you on this one, Kevin.
I had a couple, but I'm gonna go right off the bat. I just thought of this one too when we started. Was I watched Dune recently. I thought that was I really like that movie. But like the body shields that they have, it's like a little wristwatch. You press it, all of a sudden you have a shield all over your body. I'm like, that would be so cool if we had something like that.
Yeah.
I actually had that on my list for things that we should have had by now.
Mm-hmm.
Shields around our cars, shields around us. Like, I agree 100%. We should have that. I mean, it'll probably increase the rate of people doing dumb things because it's like, I got a
absolutely.
shield.
Let's test the
Like,
shield, dude. Hit me with the car.
But that goes with anything. We're gonna do dumb stuff anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Just look at the things people do with those giant bubbles. Now make that a shield.
Mhm.
Like, just can I jump off the Empire State Building and bounce? Let's
Yeah.
try.
Have a good idea for our next kid, Jose.
That's a good one. What about you,
Yeah.
Dan?
One that okay, so I'm notorious for having an awful memory. So I thought of the Limitless pill. I think the Limitless pill is awesome.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
give it to me where I can tap into any memory or anything I've ever read, increase my brain productivity. Like, understand it makes you like addicted to this thing and your brain needs it. I don't care. Whatever. We're gonna die anyways. Like, let me at
It
least be
turns
full
into a
efficiency.
vegetable in like 6 months, but it doesn't matter because he remembered every single book he ever read.
Everything. I remembered every joke that Kevin has ever made in my life.
That's all you use it for,
That's
just to
all I
remember all
use
the
it
dumb shit I've ever said.
That's it, man. But
Dan
that'd be
just
awesome.
gets stuck
Yeah,
in
that's it.
old memory for like ever.
Just repeating the same joke over and over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'd probably go
Dan,
Limitless
you
pill,
don't
man.
want tech. You just want really good drugs.
I want really
Yeah.
good drugs, man. Because
Okay.
like it's gonna hit differently, bro. Like they've been
that's
promising all
right.
this great feeling drugs, bro. Like let's go with it. You got the technology to improve it.
You can all fit together. You get the limitless pill, opens up your consciousness, your intelligence to the point that maybe you could clone some dinosaurs. Maybe you can give us some of this tech that we didn't have based off of that
Mm,
drug.
love it. Love it.
Yeah. And then you'll never get a sequel. Um, See, for me, one thing that popped in my head just because every time I see it, I'm like, oh, that would be so cool. It kind of goes with the shielding, but like the MCU type nanotech. They
I listed that too, but I
I
chose
had
the
it too.
Dune Shield instead.
Yeah, like that would be like Iron Man, Black Panther has it, Spider-Man has it. Something that, I can again just wear on my wrist and I can just click it and all of a sudden full body armor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
well, you
can
don't even
fly.
have to click it because they have it now where you just think like suit on, all of a sudden it just goes on. Like that would be so rad.
Oh yeah, be like I'm ready, and then full suit comes in. The 2 liters with gasoline pops out from the back. I'm ready to fly.
The old Pepsi, the 80s Pepsi containers. Like, why did they just revamp the soda bottles? Why are they still using one from the 80s?
Because they work better. The nozzle it spits
Yes.
out the gasoline on fire better.
Because the plastic that they use completely harmed the environment, but it holds the gasoline better.
Oh
Because they
man, I'm
weren't meant
so
to hold
glad I didn't
soda.
do
They were
that.
meant to hold gasoline the whole time.
Exactly.
I thought the Inception dream devices would have been so cool to have,
Mhm.
where you can pull your friends into the dreams and stuff. That would be so dope. Anyway,
Yes,
that's
Oh
it.
man, dream hangouts.
Yeah, dude, that'd be
Yes,
so
man.
dope, bro.
That'd be awesome. And we could like customize whatever our dream is. Like,
Yep.
dude, let's go battle Freddy.
And you'd be in there forever, but it'd be like a 15-minute nap, but it would be like,
Yeah.
yo, you guys want to go hang out for 3 months in my dream? Like,
3 months. Let's go hang out for 4 years, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wake up. How was your nap? It was great, but we lost Dan. We lost Dan. I don't know if we're gonna get him back.
Yeah.
He's just stuck in a vegetable state. Like,
You die in your dream. You die in real life.
Yeah, man. That's what, as they say. But all right, let's hit him with a cue. What's a movie that had great technology they want to recommend to our audience?
I think an easy way to go that predicted a lot of technology, some that ended up being true and some that didn't, was the original Blade Runner. I feel like that's a good source for future technology predictions.
Good. Kev?
I'm just gonna go into the good old trusty Back to the Future too, because I mean, you can never go wrong with that. But it is fun to see, when we grew up watching that movie, we would always dream of that technology. But now that we're past that year from the future, we like, some of that stuff we actually do have, and it's just fun to see the imagination of what we thought we would have by now. So I think that's perfectly fitting Back to the Future too.
Zoom call, right? He had a Zoom call with his boss, man. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it was just
awesome.
like this too,
And
dude.
the fax. Remember, he had the fax paper coming through and stuff. Yeah, no, that's good. And of course, why don't we have hoverboards, man? Like, come on.
Hydrate level 4, please. I thought the food technology was really cool there too.
Seriously. All right, so the movie I'm going to go with, Minority Report. Why do we not have computers that we can just like press into the air and it does things? Like
Mhm.
we should have had this technology. Like they have some of it, right? Because they have stuff where you can kind of like motion towards something and it kind of senses it. Just give us those computers, man. Come on. Let us
They
press stuff
got
in the
Closest thing,
the Apple goggles that are coming out. Okay,
Mhm,
augmented reality, they can do that now.
Yeah, but I want to do it in live. I want it live.
yeah. I just want to move stuff. I don't even know what it is, but I want to move it to different positions, even if it doesn't do anything, just so I can look
Yeah.
cool and just be
I
like,
put my email
shift,
over
shift, shift.
here, my
Yeah.
Netflix over here.
You just constantly you're just moving them around.
It, it's just a bunch of shapes. It's just squares and rectangles. There's actually nothing important there. It's just like
It's
move
just a
stuff.
calculator or the weather report. You're just scrolling through different cities. That's all you're doing.
It's like you're back in kindergarten with your blocks.
There you go. Thank you for watching another episode of Not a Strong Start. Please like, comment, subscribe, share on the YouTube channel, Not a Strong Start. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to your podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Threads at Not a Strong Start. I'm your host, 5Ds. You can follow me at King_Sangre.
I'm not your host. Go gadget. You can find me at This Is Mi Nombre on Instagram.
I'm Kevin Lyons. You can find me on Twin Pines Video and the Movie Stash I do with Augustina.